It's time for another My Lego City update, and I'm excited to show you guys what I've done here. Now previously, I had kind of like a town square area where there was a fountain and some benches and just overall a relaxing place to be, but I decided to change that. I decided to move my beach area here and make a boardwalk, and as you can see, I have the Ferris wheel here as well. So this reminds me where I live, where there's a boardwalk, a beach area, a pier downtown, and that's where you see a gigantic Ferris wheel, you see some beach area, and just basically walking area and some shops. And that's what I did in this corner here, and to be honest, I like it much better than before. It's a lot more appealing. Some of you guys mentioned you want to see a bigger beach, right? And overall the flow just matches with the city really well. So let me hear your thoughts in the comments below after you take a look. Well, starting from here, I moved some of my smaller shops here. This is like a coffee donut shop and a burning burger place. And then next to it, you can see this is where you have the walking area, kind of the boardwalk area, right? You got some kids, parents walking around, just having a good time, and that flows into, of course, the gigantic Ferris wheel here, which does move, in case you guys are wondering. So there you go, and that looks really cool. Unfortunately, this is now discontinued. When I bought this a couple years ago, I thought this would be around for a while, and then Lego decided to discontinue this. Oops. Unfortunately, that's discontinued now. Lego decided to discontinue it. That is actually really good. If you guys can still find it, I highly recommend it. But here's the other side. So you can see the boardwalk flows from that side to this side. Right now, to get all the dimensions correct here it was a challenge. So there's actually some pieces I had to cut, some pieces I had to hide to make this fit on this table. Before, it was hard to notice, but I had this sticking out probably a few inches here, so there was like kind of like a little area, and my kids and myself, we would always jam into it. So I decided to make this flush against the table, right? And take a look. Over here, this is where you have the expanded beach area with some water, right? So of course you got people on their surfboards, you got a shark, you got a captain here looking for treasure. I built this volleyball court thing, and then you got some people just having a good old time at the beach. You got a barbecue going on. So this definitely has been expanded. It was over there, so I'm going to show you what I moved over there. But overall, I think this looks really well. It looks really good. This is kind of by itself on the side here, on the outer edge, and when you combine it with everything else in here, I think it looks pretty good. Over here, of course, you have a wall here to kind of make sure that people don't fall over. My sweet shop I moved over there, which integrates really well into the boardwalk, and then I just built a little small area, like a park area. So that's where the fountain I had previously over here, moved it over there, and you can see a kid playing soccer over there. And then you got a cotton candy or ice cream stand. You got a little bench here. Overall, just a nice little park area. And I had two mocks that I integrated here, a 7-Eleven and a Nike store. This was just sitting on a shelf. I had no idea how to integrate it into my city, and I think that looks really well, right? I mean, it just fits in. So one of the challenges I have with the city is I want to make sure that you can see it from your perspective. Like if I'm standing here, I want to see the front of the shops. I don't want to see the back of the shops, which serves no purpose, which is why I have all the modular buildings facing towards me, right? I could easily put modulars over here, but then you would just see the backside and it doesn't make any sense, right? So I like how I placed it on the side there, because it's just from a view perspective, from a person's perspective, it works out. So there you have it. This is my brand new boardwalk beach area. So what do you guys think? You think this looks a lot better than before? Overall, do you think this fits in the city pretty well, or do you think something should be changed? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, because this is moved over here, the beach and water area, this area has been changed. This was where the beach area was before, and I had the hospital and the police station over there, so obviously I had to move it. So I decided to move it over here, and I think this actually works out pretty well too. I do have it against the 7-Eleven and the Nike store, but again, from a person's perspective, you can see this clearly, right? You're not seeing the parts that you don't want to see, and that's what I like. So you do have the entrance here, the ambulance. I have this kind of like driveway that goes over there, and then you have a little walking area, the front entrance, and then of course you have the police station. Now I face this way because you can see people in the jail cell. You can still open it from over here. So I like how this flows over there. And I like how this kind of, you know, the ambulance can go all the way out, and it just makes sense that way, right? So this obviously is new, and I think it looks pretty good. You know, these sets, they're not modular sets, right? They're not as detailed as the modulars. And if you try to incorporate it into a modular set, unless you really update them or really change them, they don't really fit into the modular city. But the way how they're standing alone by themselves, I think that actually fits the city pretty well in terms of this recent design. So take a look. So going from over there to over here, what do you think? You think those fit in, or do they not? The reason why I don't have a fire station is because there is the modular fire station over there, which is why I don't have one of these. But I think that looks pretty good. And lastly, I want to show you guys a work in progress over here. I cleared it out previously. I said I was going to do something with trains. I decided that was the wrong way to go, so I decided to move the roller coaster from over there to over here. Now I'm not finished, you know, plating this. I'm gonna do something creative over here, but this is the other change. And take a look. I cleared out on my amusement park, and guess what? I'm gonna put the trains here because this just makes a whole lot of sense. As you can see, the track forms around the table perfectly, right? And right now I have this old passenger train that I'm testing out with, but my plan is I have the new Disney train set, and I'm gonna put that here because that fits in with the amusement park. So I have the castle and everything else disassembled right now. But after I get this done, as you see, I'm missing a base plate over here. I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna populate the park within and make it look really good, and basically make the train wrap on the outside, right? So this to me just makes a whole lot of sense, rather than try to have the train be integrated within the city, which is going to be really, really difficult. So this is what I'm working on next. It may take me a while to get this done, but I like this idea a lot better than before. So again, what do you guys think about this? Good, bad? Overall, I know a lot of you guys like trains, but surprisingly, a lot of you guys say you don't like trains either, which is kind of strange. I do like them. I think they're pretty cool because they do move. Right? I like the Lego stuff that does move, and I think as long as you integrate it well, they work. So I'm going to do my best to make sure that this looks pretty good. All right, outside of that, that's pretty much it. I don't have any other updates. I mean, this was a big thing that I did this week. I spent a lot of time replating and making sure all dimensions fit and having all the good stuff, you know, move some of these trees over here as well to just try to make this as pleasing as possible and as realistic as possible. And I like how I integrated the mocks over there, right? It just kind of flows well, like having a little kind of park area right in front for people to hang out and play. And then how the hospital and the police station, how that integrates now into the city. I think this is looking a lot better than before. All right guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you stay tuned for my next video so you don't miss out on what I do to Legoland and my amusement park over here. All right guys, until next time, bye bye.